Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
Happy New Year! This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Crystal, Katrina. And we got January 2024, Joel.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, what's up?
All right. So, Happy New Year from us at Scare Talk. And since it is a new year, we're going to talk about all of the film, maybe not all of them, but the ones we're looking forward to for this year, 2024, all the horror films. So we're going to kind of go around the horn here. We'll each mention a movie and kind of briefly discuss it. And then at the end, once we get through this giant list, we will then tell you each of our top 10 anticipated.
And
Right?
5 honorable mentions.
And Joel's got 5 honorable mentions.
Oh, wait, we're doing our
You guys
top.
We can have 5 honorable mentions.
We're doing our top 10 anticipated.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just randomly-
I do remember deciding I wasn't gonna like choose my top 10 anticipated until I heard you guys talk, because I thought, well, I don't want to commit myself to this, and then you guys say something, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm more excited for that. So
Okay.
I have 30 movies on my list, so I don't think we're gonna get to all of them, but I do have quite a few. So
we're getting all of them.
I want to get to every single one you have.
Okay, all right, okay.
I mean, if we each mention 10, then we got all 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can get through it. So it might be a longer episode, so hang in there. But I mean, if you're a horror fan like us, then you're gonna want to know about all these movies,
Exactly,
and get excited like we are.
Yeah.
But before we get too excited, we gotta hydrate. We gotta talk about hydration. It's really important, especially when you're gonna be listening to a long episode of a podcast. You need to have the energy.
Exactly.
And how you can do that is Liquid IV. You can go to liquidiv.com and order some Liquid IV. And it is a powder that you put in your water. It is flavored, and it has more electrolytes than Gatorade or Powerade. It'll give a nice flavor to your water. There's all kinds of flavors. And so, yeah, I've tried it. It's been very beneficial. It can be good for like a post-workout to kind of hydrate, or during a workout. If you have a hangover, could be useful for that. Or if you just want to start your day and have a, good hydration to start, then it'd be good too.
And what's really cool about Liquid IV is that they have different, like, it has stuff for no matter what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
So if you're needing that extra hydration, if you're noticing that water just doesn't do it, just doesn't quite get you the either quench the thirst or like get you the electrolytes and energy that you need from being hydrated, they have that. But then they also have like an Energizer one that is specific for getting you more energy. And then they have even one for sleep. And so they really have a great options and all kinds of flavors.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So if this is interesting to you, then you can go and check it out, because, real people, real flavor, real hydrating. You can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SCARETALKCODE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop a Better Hydration today using promo code SCARETALKCODE at liquidiv.com. All right, now that we're hydrated, we can start talking about these movies. So, Joel, let's start with you.
Okay.
Go ahead and throw one out there. We're not going to do this in any particular order.
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing one out there. The first one I'm mentioning is a movie called Horoscope. It is,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it is about a group of college friends who begin dying in ways connected to their fortunes after getting their horoscopes read. So it
Yeah.
sounded pretty interesting. It's got a bunch of no-name people
Mhm.
in it. So, although one person was in the Marvel Spider-Man movies, but
Oh, okay.
but other than that, I don't really know. I'd like the writers and directors are very familiar to me either. So this might be a straight to streaming or VOD type movie. But yeah, it looked interesting. So
Yeah. Does sound interesting. Sounds like could be a fun one
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like kind of like a Final Destination kind of
Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I was
yeah.
thinking.
kind of setup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That was on my phone.
Oh, okay, nice.
That was on your phone.
Yeah.
not
it's
on
on
his
my
list.
phone.
But on his phone. Yeah.
Oh. So there's something different. I wasn't part of this conversation.
I mean,
We
I have
were
30
last
movies.
year.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have 30 movies on my list. They're not all going to be on my like top 10 in honorable. So it's some
Okay.
movies are going to make it and some are not. So.
Okay.
All right, let's go with you, Katrina. Go ahead and throw one out there.
Okay, the first one I'm gonna throw out there. I'm gonna go straight for some big names.
Oh,
I'm going with
wow.
The First
Man,
Omen.
The First Omen.
Okay.
Nice. So this is
Yeah.
like a prequel to the original
The Omen.
The Omen.
The Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you have it. you guys are gonna be the ones talking
There
about
you
the
have
movie.
it.
I wrote movie titles down.
Okay.
You're gonna remind me what they are and like why I wrote them down.
I don't think there's much to say about this one. I know it was announced, I want to say like 2 years ago or something. It's been kind of pushed to the side a little bit, I think, for a little while. I think it's been done or it was delayed or I don't know. This one has been off and on kind of mentioned within the horror news.
It does have a release date.
Oh, okay.
It has April 5th.
April 5th.
In the USA.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and
cool.
I think mine was a May release date too.
Oh.
Okay.
Horoscope.
The last one. So yeah, Horoscope. So
okay.
All right, cool.
First half. So
awesome. All right, so I will go with Faces of Death.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you know, there was this film, I think it might have been a series of films called Faces of Death. It was in the 70s. And it was supposed to be like actual killings. That was kind of like the legend of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was actual footage of people being killed. I don't think that was true. If I remember correctly, it was like kind of like the Blair Witch Project, where it was like this fake thing that everybody just kind of believed, but it wasn't true. So, anyways, this is. I don't think it's technically a remake because I don't think that the original had like a story. I think it was just people being killed.
Okay.
But this one does have a story. So a woman employed at a website as a website content moderator comes across a series of violent videos reproducing death scenes from a film. So it's kind of like taking kind of elements of Faces of Death, the original, but it's like this woman is watching these actual killings, and that's what this movie's about. So.
It makes me think of well, I guess two things that comes to mind, but the first thing that came to mind was that that last segment of VHS this year.
Okay.
85 VHS 85.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like the black phone one,
Mm-hmm.
because he was putting in the
Mm-hmm.
film and you were watching the kill.
Yeah. You were watching it from like the killer's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And which that one reminded me of Sinister
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Yeah. So we'll see. The
Mhm.
name definitely has like a reputation. So I
Yeah.
wonder if this will be in theaters or not. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
There isn't a release date. It's in post production right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it if it doesn't go to theaters, like being like a Shutter release or something.
For sure.
But yeah, that one was on my list of 30 also.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
can cross that one off my list to talk about.
All right. What's next?
All right, so my next one is called The One. It's with it's with Melissa Barrera, who Katrina loves, and also Nicholas Hoult, who we just saw in Renfield.
Yeah.
As Renfield, and he was also in The Menu from the year before as well. So,
okay.
yeah, and it's about Taylor makes a last-ditch effort to find love by becoming a contestant on a reality dating show, but she begins to feel the artifice of the show fade, and the game becomes terrifyingly real. Rivalry turns into treachery. So,
okay.
That sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting.
Do you know if there's a date for this?
The dates, if there was one for that, it's pre-production. So
pre-production. Okay.
Yeah. So they
we'll
haven't
see.
even started working on it yet. They have a whole, like, they got everything for it. Like, they even have a synopsis of what it's about. They just haven't started writing it yet. So, I'm assuming it's probably going to be September through October release, probably.
Yeah. Melissa Barrera is going to be in a few movies this year.
Like 3 this year, like 2024.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of this one. The One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it has an interesting premise.
Yeah.
All right, Katrina, what's next?
Okay, the next one I have is called Stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
We heard about this one a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the description I have is, well, there's 2 descriptions. I'm going to read the shorter one because you know me, I don't like to give too much away.
Yeah.
Roy and Elaine Keenan find themselves separated from their family and decide that something must be done. Roy puts his work on the back burner, and the two seize the opportunity to relive past vacations.
All right. So what's cool about this one is it's starring Danielle Harris, which, if you don't know, that's Jamie from Halloween 4 and 5. Also in
Danny's favorite
Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 as Annie. It also stars Tony Todd, which is Candyman.
Okay.
And it also stars Dee Wallace. She was in the Friday the 13th.
Okay.
And David Howard Thornton. And he is Art the Clown.
He talked about that, I think, briefly when he was on.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't say a whole lot, but I do remember him mentioning that title.
They were wrapping they were wrapping filming that one at the time when we talked to him.
Well, this one still just says post-production, so it doesn't have a release date, but it is post.
Yep. Production. Yeah, I think there might be a trailer, maybe not.
I don't see a trailer. No.
Okay.
There are pictures.
Yeah.
But I do not see a trailer.
All right. So the next one, it is called, let's do one that's coming out soon. We'll just do it. Night Swim.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's our first one coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
January 5th.
you guys have probably seen the trailer for this one if you follow any horror news and you watch trailers.
And if you've seen a horror movie recently,
Yeah.
it's definitely been on there. But there was recently an extended trailer.
Yeah.
Now.
Looks much better.
Yes.
The extended trailer. I was kind of hooked on the first trailer. So I don't think I needed that second trailer to hook me. I know you needed it.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is stupid. I knew I was gonna have to see it because we're gonna review it. But I was like, really? This is dumb.
It
so
seems
the
like
second
it would be
trailer,
a short.
Yeah, and just like how dumb. Like, why would you be playing Marco Polo in the dark in your pool, like at night?
Well, why
like
not?
It's all oh my gosh. Like
it's a daytime thing to
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like
your eyes
Marco
were
Polo is already like I don't know. I always like got nervous playing Marco Polo.
Yeah, I never
in the
liked
pool.
that game.
And so it was like, man, do not do that at night. And it just was silly. But this one, I usually don't like long trailers or like the extended trailers or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one I actually did appreciate.
Yeah. So this is Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. So it's with James Wan production company as well. I know that they like kind of joined forces.
Their first one was Megan, I think.
Yeah.
Regan was there.
Yeah.
So that was a January release too. So
yeah. So this is another one of those. A woman swimming in her pool at night is terrorized by an evil spirit. That's all we got.
And
the trailer definitely is gonna give you a lot more than that, but
yeah.
And before you didn't really know that it was an evil spirit. And so it already kind of gives away a little whatever.
So it's coming out soon. That'll probably be our next episode, honestly.
Probably.
Look out for that.
Is there like 2 January releases?
Oh, there's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I know there's one like early, like February, but I don't remember which one that was. I think Imaginary. But
what's your next one, Joel?
We're gonna talk about it at some point, so it's okay. Everyone's seen that trailer. So my next one is called Heretic. It's in post-production, so it will come out this year. But the plot is under wraps. It is rumored to follow 2 young women of religion who are drawn into a game of cat and mouse in the house of a strange man. And it stars Hugh Grant. So
what?
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a horror movie like ever. So
that's interesting.
What in the world?
The writers and directors were the writers for A Quiet Place. So
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of this one.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds cool. Especially Hugh Grant and
Hugh Grant. Yeah, that's the random. I'm sure he's going to be the strange man. So
I hope so. See him as a villain in a horror movie. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I know. Of the top cast, he's the only like guy. So it's probably going to be him.
Yeah, very cool. That's exciting. Yeah. I think he was recently in Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
He was the Oompa Loompa?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Oh my gosh. It was so fabulous, guys. Oh my gosh.
I didn't see it.
I know.
He said he did it because he has 5 kids to feed, and he did it for a paycheck, basically. So,
oh wow,
for like
what?
Yeah.
What? He did great. He did great. Like that was a wonderful Oompa Loompa. Like seriously.
Well, hopefully he plays a good strange man too.
Yeah.
I mean, Hugh Grant. He's. I mean, there has to be. I don't know. I'm like, can you do a Hugh Grant movie without like some romance in there?
I know.
Like, but I guess if he was an Oompa Loompa, there wasn't romance in the Oompa
Yeah. He's breaking out of the romantic comedies and going into
I guess so.
Spreading his wings.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what's next?
Mine is called Somewhere in Dreamland.
All right.
And this is in
Another one on
post
my list of
production.
30 movies. Okay.
Yeah. This is in post production. The description is it follows the story of Anna, who grieves the death of her parents as she moves from New York to Florida to stay with her grandmother. She falls in with some other teens, but when she sees a grisly act of violence, she
Ooh.
finds trapped. I don't know what that means. But
She finds what?
She finds
she
trapped.
finds trapped.
Trapped. She finds
She
a trout.
finds
She finds herself
finds
trapped.
fish.
I'm guessing it
Oh,
means
trout. I thought you said trout.
No,
I thought you said
trapped.
trout.
I'm guessing it means she finds herself trapped.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it caught my eye, and yeah, it's got Whitney Peak is the first actress that comes up, and Epitha Merkerson.
All right.
So there you go.
Okay.
If you know them, then get excited.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Didn't know about that one.
I didn't either.
All right. So the next one we've got is another January release, Founders Day.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a January release.
January 19th. There's already some reviews on
They're just
IMDb.
throwing all the movies out in January.
Yeah.
This year.
Wait.
So we got a small town is shaken by a series of ominous killings in the days leading up to a heated mayoral election.
Mayoral.
Mayoral. For the
Mayoral.
mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Election for the mayor.
So it's going to be political.
so-
Cool. Got it.
Yeah, probably going to be some political stuff. I read that it's very cleverly written.
Okay.
It's a slasher with a masked killer. So I'm already on board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be in theaters. There's a trailer. It doesn't give too much in the trailer, so that's good. It just shows you there's a masked killer and
Yeah.
kill people.
Hopefully
There
that's
you
the
go.
only one that we get because we don't need another trailer. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
'cause
I mean,
especially if it comes out in a month anyway.
yeah.
Or
You got
Couple
less than a
weeks
month.
from
Yeah.
yeah
19 days
19 days.
from when this episode is aired.
yeah.
So yeah, we got 2 already in January.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's crazy.
Joel, what do you got
All right.
next?
So my next one. Okay, so this is based on a video game that it's called Iron Lung, and it's one that the YouTuber Markiplier
Okay.
played on his YouTube channel, and he's actually directing it, and I think
okay.
he's writing it too, and it's actually going to be in theaters. So
Is it really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's according to him, it's got the most blood of any movie in it. So
Okay.
Ever?
But that's according to
ever.
Any movie
Markiplier.
ever.
yeah,
And Markiplier, I mean, I think it's part of his act and everything, and like his shtick or whatever. But he gets scared at everything.
yeah.
He is like the most like.
It's like, why do you play these games, man?
Oh my god! Yeah, he is very extreme.
I like when he plays horror games. It's fun to watch. He's played all the Five Nights. He's like the Five Nights guy, pretty much. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the game came out in 2022, and he's already like, I guess he loved it enough to be like, that's what I'm gonna work on here. So, as far as I know, it's like he's in a submarine in the game, and it's all going to be like underwater. So,
Okay.
So yeah,
All right. Well,
I do remember hearing that he was a part of a movie.
yeah,
Um,
he's starring in it too.
yeah, he's starring in it. He's directing it and writing it.
Yeah.
Someone else
Yeah.
is
That's
also
kinda
writing
crazy.
it too, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess
All
we'll
right.
see. The fact that
Yeah.
it's coming to theaters, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's
He's kind of a big deal, I guess.
kind of a big deal. Yeah. He's like
Yeah.
YouTubers. They
Yeah.
Mhm.
are
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. Just like us.
Just like us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those
We're
folks on YouTube.
we're just as big. We just do something slightly different than what he does.
Yeah.
All right. What is next? Katrina.
I'll talk about crawlers.
Okay.
So it's in pre-production, but it is expected to come out October 10th.
Oh. All right.
So it's gonna be coming with Halloween time.
Yeah.
And this one is in the year 2030, a zombie pandemic of biblical proportions
Mm.
decimates the United States population.
Mm.
You have a zombie movie that you're mentioning on your list.
I know.
Let's just on our
picking
phone.
them. I'm just picking them randomly. Yeah, it's on my phone. Not on. No one said anything
Not
about a
on your
list.
Yeah.
No one said anything about a list. American survivors rush to Mexico to El Centurio del Sur, the southern sanctuary, a rocky plateau believed to be zombie free.
Okay.
All right.
Kind of like a I Am Legend, Quiet Place kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I guess so.
Zombie Land, where
The
everyone thought the other side was zombie free, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
probably won't be.
yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. If it is, it's gonna be a pretty chill movie.
Probably not.
The zombie does look I don't know. Gives me
All
the
right.
chills, so
Cool.
who knows? It's just on my phone.
Okay. All right. So next, we got Imaginary.
Oh, hey, I was going to talk about that.
This one is expected March 8th, 2024.
March 8th. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got a woman returning to her childhood home to discover that the imaginary friend she left behind is very real and unhappy that she abandoned him. And it's got a picture of a teddy bear. And there's a trailer out, and the teddy bear, I guess, is the imaginary friend. But
absolutely.
There's something else going on with that guy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this was inspired at all by Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, the whole abandoning your imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Really inspired this filmmaker, Jeff Wadlow. He did, he was a producer for Truth or Dare, Kick-Ass 2.
Oh, okay.
Bates Motel. So,
okay.
He's, I mean, not like he wasn't directing or anything, but he was part of those. So,
okay. Well, I just was curious because it makes me think of that.
Yeah, that I was thinking that too.
And I was thinking, like, let's see if they kind of teach the Winnie the Pooh writers how to do this a little better.
Yeah.
It is a bear, and it is wearing a red shirt.
Yeah.
Is it wearing a red shirt?
It is wearing a red shirt.
I thought it was a blue shirt. But...
check it out. Check it out.
It is a red shirt.
Okay.
He's wearing a red shirt.
Okay. That's funny.
It also is interesting to me how much imaginary friends are really becoming a topic right now.
Yeah.
We've also got in other news, aside from horror, we've got If coming out.
Breaking news. Oh yeah.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'm sure nobody has heard about this. But if you haven't,
You're
yeah.
finding out from a horror podcast about
Yeah.
very non-horror.
Yeah. It just is interesting how I feel like not just this, but like in a lot of horror movies lately, there are references to imaginary friends.
Yeah. Malignant had references to that.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There were some more recent ones.
Well, you got like The Boy.
No, I'm talking about
The
like
Boy 2, I guess, was more so like he was.
I'm talking about like
her
this
friend.
year in theater, there were movies that I feel like even Smile.
Smile?
No?
No.
What's the one where she goes and talks to the psychiatrist and
I mean, that is Smile, but
Smile.
it's not.
I don't know. Or maybe why am I wanting to say this? What is it called? Boogeyman. Boogeyman?
Oh, Boogeyman, but no, there was no imaginary friend for Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the creature
I just
in your
feel like
closet or
imaginary
under your
friends are
bed.
being referenced.
Yeah.
Imaginary
you're right.
friends are good.
And that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the monster under your bed is definitely not good. So
No. But there was one that like they
Not your
actually
friend.
had an imaginary
yeah.
friend. That they talked to them. Oh my gosh, whatever.
The Shining?
That's a brand new movie.
yeah, that just came out
That
this
movie's
year.
coming out next
Exorcist.
year.
The Exorcist?
Oh my gosh.
Captain Howden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
We did watch that this year.
We did. You are right.
All right,
Okay,
Joel, what's
let's
next?
move
Oh,
on.
wait. No, it's my turn.
All right.
You
Is it my turn?
No, you just said imaginary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
You overtook that conversation, so I thought
Because
that was
I had
yours.
stuff to talk about. I told
Okay.
you I was going to talk about it.
All right, Joel. What's next?
Okay. So my next one is called Long Legs. And
Oh, there's Daddy Long Legs?
they're just as long legs. This one follows an FBI agent. Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes unexpected turns, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker
Ooh.
discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this, because that sounds like a pretty, like, basic kind of, like, top movie. Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
be it.
yes.
Long
All right.
Legs.
All right.
So he's starring. I'm pretty sure he's going to be FBI agent Lee Harker.
Or is he going to be Long Legs?
Right, he could
Yeah,
be-
I mean,
he could be the same
he can
character,
be a
like,
good villain.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm excited.
gotta be. I don't know why it's
Is
called
that
Long Legs.
is there a date for that one, or do you know?
That one expected 2024. So,
Okay,
what it
Okay.
at
says.
some point.
So yeah, at some point in 2024.
All right. Katrina, what do you got?
All right, this is a February movie.
All right.
And this is called Lisa Frankenstein.
All right.
A coming of rage love story about a teenager and her crush who happens to be a corpse. After
Alright.
after a set of horrific circumstances bring him back to life, the two
Nice.
embark on a journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts.
Wow.
Okay.
Very fun description. It looks to me, the pictures, I didn't watch the trailer, but there is a trailer. There's a couple trailers from what I'm seeing. And it looks very 80s like.
Oh yeah, it does.
So I'm excited about that. And Frankenstein's always
Interesting.
a fun story.
Yeah. Like
It-
a modern take on it.
I'm curious. It says it's comedy, horror, romance.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if it will kind of have a little bit of a young Frankenstein feel to it.
Oh.
I don't know. It'll be fun. I did really enjoy that show with Drew Barrymore.
The Santa Clarita
Yeah,
Diet.
Santa
or-
Clarita
yeah.
Diet. And while that's not a Frankenstein movie, it kind of like gives me that vibe too,
Okay.
looking at the pictures and stuff. So I'm excited to see.
Okay.
I think that one looks fun.
Cool.
It's the year of like the Universal monster movies.
Mhm.
Is that
Mhm.
Frankenstein is? There's that. There's two other ones coming out in 2024 that are like that, and
Yeah.
I might even three. I think I might even have a third one on there with those Universal monsters. So that's all right. Cool.
Yeah.
We haven't
Yeah.
really had a movie like movies like that in a while. So
Yeah.
My only thing is I feel like this should be an October movie.
Yeah. There's
And
quite a
Frankenstein.
few October
there's a lot. Yeah.
announcements. Actually, I'm going to talk about one right now.
All right, let's do it.
Smile 2.
Oh man.
October 18th is the expected date. And this one is about plot under wraps. I think if you saw Smile, you can probably guess what this one might be about. The whole curse of seeing the smile, and then you're gonna die soon after.
I hope it.
We'll
yeah.
see.
I hope it's a prequel. I want to know about the curse
Mm.
because we didn't really get any information about it in Smile, which I'm fine
Mhm.
with. But if you're gonna make sequels to it, you gotta explain more about what's going on
Yeah,
with this curse. So
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. So,
mm,
Smile did really, really well. It was
Yeah.
a big hit in 2022.
Katrina's
And-
favorite movie of that year.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that a huge part of why it did so well is their promotion of it.
Yeah,
They promoted that thing like crazy.
yeah.
And I will say I am looking forward to finally reviewing this movie because we still haven't reviewed it. We've
Yeah.
talked a lot about it, but I am
I mean-
excited to review it because I recently watched not the whole thing, but parts of it at my sister's house on her TV. This was a movie that I feel like
I know you're good.
I know. This is a movie that I thought was better on TV.
Wow.
I really did. And I don't know because my biggest beef was the cheap jump scares and like, oh my gosh, it's so scary to open cat food. Like and it just totally took me out of the vibe of the movie. Because it was just so over the top and ridiculous. Watching it on the TV, I actually felt more creeped out. And being at home and
Yeah.
like it was dark, it was on Halloween, and I don't know, it just felt more creepy
Okay.
watching it.
Well, that is how we will watch it.
Yes.
Before we review it. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
we'll see if any
yeah.
I've given many opinions on this movie, and so
Yes,
we'll see if that
yeah.
all just goes to the wayside.
Yeah, we'll probably wait for that till around when it's going to come out.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Mhm.
Around October-ish, we'll probably review Smile, and then we'll do Smile too.
Yep.
You'll
All right.
finally get our review, guys.
Yeah. Another one we haven't done yet is The Menu.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
yes.
at some point too, but
Yeah.
maybe this year at some point. There's a lot of movies coming out this
Yeah.
year, so I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
I have
next.
time. Yeah.
All right,
right.
Joel, what's next?
So my next one is Dust Bunny. Um,
Okay. Is that coming out with imaginary friends or imaginary?
This is the post production, so who knows?
Okay. Okay.
An 8-year-old girl asks her scheming neighbor for help in killing the monster under her bed that she thinks ate her family.
Oh no!
This
Oh
one,
my!
this one stars Mads Mikkelsen, who was Hannibal Lecter in like the Hannibal show, and also Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
this is also directed and written by the creator of the Hannibal show, as well as, which I heard was like really good. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah,
As
me
well
too.
as Crystal Lake.
Oh,
He's going to be doing that one too. So
okay. Some good stuff there, at least as far as the cast and writers and stuff. So okay, interesting. I hadn't heard of this one.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
one's got its post production, but it's action drama horror. So
Okay.
I'm worried about this little girl.
Yeah,
I mean, if she feels like, if she feels like it ate her family, that means like, so is she just like in the home by herself? And how long has she been there by herself, surviving? And oh my, what an experience to go through.
All right, let's see what's next.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about a movie that you probably wouldn't think that I would talk about, but it's called Your Monster, and it has Melissa Barrera.
Yep.
Yeah,
it does.
And here's the thing: the Melissa Barrera movies are sounding kind of good. This one
she needed to get away from Scream.
Yeah, she did. She needed to just get away from that. Get out of. She's not a Sam.
Well, she is Sam.
Yeah,
she's not a Sydney.
Yeah.
Well, no, she needed to get away from that part.
Oh, just so not be Sam.
Okay. Yeah, she was Sam in the movie, and she wasn't good at it. So
gotcha.
Get away from it. Anyway, this movie, it didn't hook me until the last part of the description.
Okay.
So we've got, after her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet.
Terrifying.
Here's the part that'll
under the bed.
Yeah, I know. We got all these monsters.
The boogeyman.
Yeah. Here's the part that will hook you. A romantic comedy horror film, which I love comedy horror, about falling in love with your inner rage.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see like what are the underlying messages and everything in this. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
I'll give her a chance.
All right, so the next one I'm going to mention is called Trap.
Okay.
It's coming out like a second.
Over.
And it has no description.
Okay.
And it is.
But it's.
What?
Am I going to steal your line? I was going to ask you. It's the M. Night Shyamalan one?
Yes.
Okay.
It is an M. Night movie. Yep. But there's more.
Oh.
It stars Josh Hartnett.
Who is?
So that's pretty cool.
We
haven't seen him in a while. He was 30 Days a Night. He was the main character. Also, Halloween H2O, The Faculty.
Yeah.
He's done some good horror movies.
Okay.
Lucky Number 11 was great. Wicker Park. I love that one too. So, I mean, it's M. Night. He wrote it. He's directing it. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, you never know with that guy.
You never know.
We will see.
Especially when like back-to-back movies like that, because he just did Knock at the Cabin in 2023, so he's already got another one lined up for this year.
Yeah, it's a horror mystery thriller. So
Nice.
We will see.
All right. So my
All right,
next
Joel.
one is called The Watchers.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one
What
follows
is
Mina,
that?
a 28-year-old artist, as she gets stranded in an extensive, immaculate forest in Western Ireland. After finding shelter, she becomes trapped alongside 3 strangers stalked by mysterious creatures each night. I had this one already up on my phone when you said yours.
Yeah.
This one is the director is M. Night's daughter,
Yeah.
who's
Yes.
doing her first movie ever, and it stars Dakota Fanning
Yeah.
Yes, I
and
remember.
Georgina Campbell, who we saw in Barbarian. So
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Very cool.
yeah.
All right.
So I mean, Sixth Sense was M. Night's first movie, so
Yeah.
maybe she'll fall into that. I don't know. Maybe this will
I
be
guess
her
we'll see.
like her Sixth Sense,
Yeah.
or just a good movie. I don't know. So
All right, Katrina, what's next?
Okay, this is called I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
wow.
one's coming January 18th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
another
Yeah.
January.
Yeah. And it follows 2 teenagers who bond over their shared love of a scary television show, but the show gets mysteriously canceled.
Oh man.
That's where I'm going to leave it. There's a longer description, but I think that this is a fun description.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay. Like, oh my God.
Investigate. Who
Why
would cancel this
would
show?
they cancel this show?
There's got to be something going on.
I mean, there has to be.
So this is an A24 movie, which is always going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's also the director is the same director from We're All Going to the World's Fair, which
Okay.
came out 2022
Mhm.
and definitely had like a following. And I saw it. It was interesting.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see what they'll do next with this one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Michael C. Morona is in this movie, and looking up what he's known for, it says he's known for Home Alone. And so I'm curious to see who he is in Home Alone.
Oh, is
Does
that
he have a picture?
Jeff?
He's Jeff.
Okay.
So
There's so many characters in that movie. Like, yes.
yes, he is Jeff. So now, if you guys have recently watched Home Alone since
Yeah.
You'll know
since
who
it
Jeff
was just
is.
Christmas, we got to figure out who Jeff is. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Who's Jeff?
Apparently, he's doing horror now, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Home Alone was pretty scary. So.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, I wanted to ask you, why did we choose Zencastr to do our podcast?
It's a good question.
Yeah, it is. So we had gone to a bunch of different companies, different sites, and either the quality wasn't great or the pricing just wasn't in our wasn't what we were wanting to pay. But then we went to Zencastr, and the quality was really good, and the price was very affordable too. So we've been with them for about 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly less. And yeah, it's been really good so far. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I remember when you guys were looking around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
What I like about Zencastr is the ease of it. It's really easy to set up a recording, to invite Joel. We have to invite Joel into the recording. And then after, there's some post-production that you can do. You can do some editing after you're done. So it's like an all-in-one type of service.
okay, so that's
Yeah.
why it doesn't take you as long
Yeah.
to do all the editing.
Yeah.
Because guys, it used to take him all night. Now he gets it done pretty quick. He does a bunch of episodes all together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Okay, so we actually have a deal for you guys. If you go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code ScareTalk, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience I get for all my podcasting and content needs. It's your time to share your story.
Yes.
All right. So the next one I'll mention is They Follow.
Oh,
This is the sequel to It Follows. It's supposed to come out this year. However, it says pre-production right now. So hopefully it does, because I am definitely looking forward to it.
a lot of
It's
these
starring, yeah, it's starring the same actress, same main character. So we'll see. I liked It Follows, so I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with a follow up, because it's also the same director and everything. So same team coming back for a sequel.
That's cool.
Okay.
We reviewed that one as well. If you want to go check that out.
You guys did. I wasn't part of that.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of allowing me on. And
allowing you were
I'm
on.
lucky that I got to stay. But
that was like the pandemic started in like the third month that we were even doing this. So at the very beginning of our podcast.
All right, Katrina. What is next?
Well, that'll lead me to talk about the untitled Universal Monsters film.
The radio silence one?
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about this, but that's why I'm excited.
Okay.
It comes out April 19th.
I think it's called Dracula's Daughter
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, from what I saw online, at least, that is kind of, I don't know, tentative title or rumored title or something.
Okay. It says plot under wraps.
Yeah.
It is expected to come out April 19th, 2024. So it's like, man, they're not telling us anything, and it's in a couple months.
Yeah.
I thought that there was something about it being possibly an anthology thing. But then it turned out that maybe I was looking at something else. Who knows? Because the plot is under wraps.
Yeah.
It does list Melissa Barrera in this. And so I'm just so curious about it. Like, I'm just like, maybe they're marketing well with like, oh, this Universal monster movie that no one knows.
Well, it's under wraps, so it could be The Mummy.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know people, so I don't know if I'm excited or not, but
it's the team that did Scream 5 and 6.
Oh, maybe I'm less excited.
And Ready or
Not. Ready or Not. Like, come on.
Did I like Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Okay.
And VHS.
Oh,
they
I just love those. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that excited. Anyway, it's just so intriguing.
Ready or Not was really good. And Scream 5 was really good too. So
yeah. All right, next. Thread, an Insidious Tale.
Oh yeah.
This is starring Mandy Moore. And it's kind of like a spin-off to the Insidious movies. This was actually
spin-off.
Yeah, it's not connected to that family or to what's her name? oh gosh, I can't think of her name, but
Yeah, I forget.
the woman
Yeah.
who can go to the
Yeah, what's her name? I want to say Joyce.
further.
It's not that.
It's not Joyce.
It's not that.
I know why you're thinking that name. Yeah, anyways, it's not connected to her or the original family, so I'm guessing the further will be a part of it. If not, then I don't know how it's set an Insidious tale.
Okay,
but
there was one that ended where I was like, oh, they need to go further in that. Like
Further?
she like knocked she like knocked on the door and
Yeah, that was the second one, I think, ended
yeah,
like
I
that.
think so. Yeah. What was it that was happening? Like what did she say that was like
I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I do remember that it showed Jenna Ortega as like an 8-year-old.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a little girl.
Yeah.
And they never really did anything with that. It'd be cool if they did. Like, I doubt this one's going to, unless they like recast that character.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, but I don't know. But it was an interesting. I don't remember exactly what happened with it, but I do remember it sounded like an interesting plot to continue a story with. So,
yeah.
This one's probably just going to have the further, and that's going to be the Insidious
connection.
part. The connection.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
plot is under
same,
wraps.
Is it any of the same writers or directors or anything?
No, I don't believe so. Jeremy Slater is writer and director for this. And I don't believe he has done any of the Insidious films.
Okay.
He's done quite a bit of stuff, but not that.
Okay.
And this was announced early last year. So this is not like the Red Door did well, so we're going to try to throw another one out.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually announced before the Red Door ever came out. So for whatever reason, they think this,
it's going
to be good. So we'll see.
You got Mandy Moore in there.
Mandy
so
Moore's good. Yeah.
I do like Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Joel, what do we got?
My next one is Never Let Go. This is a family that has been haunted by an evil spirit for years. Their safety, that's the sentence. Like, that's feels like it's the middle of a sentence, but whatever. Their safety and their surroundings come into question when one of the children question if the evil is real. And this stars Halle Berry. And the director directed Crawl, that alligator movie, which I really liked. Yeah. And The Hills of Eyes. And like other stuff too. So
Yeah. Halle Berry. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. Especially not in a horror movie.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Does that have a date or anything?
It's just a post-production. So yeah, it's done filming, but
yeah,
no idea when it's coming out.
All right, Katrina, what's next?
Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out what the next one is that I'm going to talk about. Let's say Speak No Evil. Yes. I'm trying to pull it up so that I can remember why I have it on my list.
Well, can I start talking about it a little bit?
Talk about it a little bit, because I just pulled it up and I'm going to want to talk about it.
All right. Well, this is a remake. This is a remake of I want to say a Danish film. No, it's in English. But it was on Shudder last year, 2022. And so 2022. We're in 2024, but when we say last year, we're talking about 2022.
Yeah.
It is a frustrating movie. It is frustrating, not because it's like a bad movie, like bad acting or whatever. The just uncomfortable situations that this family gets into with this other family, it's frustrating.
Okay. Did I see the first one?
No.
Okay. So I It does say it's a psychological horror, and I
Mhm.
like psychological horror.
Yeah.
So
It's like you just want to yell at these people.
now, yeah, so I'll have to see the first one
Yeah.
before watching this one so we can see how
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
it
review
compares.
'cause I don't
Maybe we
think I've seen it
will.
either.
When
This is a Blumhouse movie, by the way.
reading the description almost gives me some like one bedroom feel to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it says a family, it does say remake of
Mhm.
Speak No Evil 2022. A family invited to spend a weekend in an idyllic country house go from a dream vacation to a psychological nightmare.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh man, it's yeah.
It is
I wonder.
in production.
I wonder how they're gonna do this one because it's Blumhouse,
Yeah.
and I feel like they don't take too many risks, and this
Mhm.
movie requires that. So
Yeah.
we will see. Yeah.
Okay. We
Oh yeah,
will.
a Danish family. Yep,
Okay.
visits a Dutch family. Yep, that's the original.
Okay.
It's in English though, so
Okay, good.
that's what threw me off. All right, so my next one is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Yeah. I took that one off my list because I knew you were going to talk about it. So I figured that you would.
One of the worst movies of 2023.
Mhm.
It was on.
Really?
Well, Joel didn't see it, so it was on my list and Katrina's list. It was pretty high. It was your number one,
Mhm.
my number 2, I believe, 2 or 3. And this one has a much bigger budget. It made quite a bit of money. The design that we've seen for Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Owl looks pretty crazy. So they definitely, looks like, at least they upped their game as far as the look of the characters. They don't look more like they're supposed to look. They don't look like Winnie the Pooh or Owl or Tigger, but at least from the pictures, they don't
Spent
look
more
like a
money.
person in a costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that helps the movie at all. It doesn't look like they're going to be going like, it looks like they're going to be trying to take it seriously again. At least,
Mhm.
I don't know why they would have this crazy design if they're not trying to actually be scary. So
Mhm.
we'll see. I don't have high hopes, but it's one that, is just going to be talked about. So
Yeah.
it will be talked about.
Okay.
It shall be discussed. All right,
All
Joel.
right.
What is next?
So my next one is Psycho Killer. Psycho Killer. Police officer tracks a killer after her husband, a highway patrolman, becomes one of his victims. It's
Ooh.
labeled crime horror thriller. So, and it stars Georgina Campbell again, who was in Barbarian. So another one that she's gonna be in 2 movies this year.
Okay.
Probably at least. Probably got a few movies in there that she's doing. But yeah, so it sounds interesting. It
Okay.
really, I don't know where the horror part comes in. Maybe it's a slasher.
Yeah.
Because it really just sounds like a crime thriller
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
without the horror. But it's labeled as horror, so I'm like, all right, give us another slasher movie. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All righty. What's next, Katrina?
All right. I'm trying not to go to like the big names yet. So I'll go with What Remains of Us.
Okay. Don't know this one.
Oh, wait. I had it on my list because it popped up as a horror on the 2024 horror movies, but when I'm looking it up on IMDb, it does just say drama thriller.
Okay.
So maybe I shouldn't count this. I'll say what it is just since I already started. Set in 1965, follows a 10-year-old girl as she starts to question her atypical life in her family's fortified compound in rural England.
All right.
So
Is there a date for this one? Do you know?
No, it says post-production.
Okay.
I don't remember why this was something that landed on my phone. But it's higher on my like the ones that I wrote down. So I don't know why I wrote this down.
Okay.
I'll just tell you that's
Just
what
go with that.
happened. Maybe I like the pictures of it or something.
Okay, next is A Quiet Place, Day 1. This is expected June 28th. And I'm assuming from the title that this is a prequel. So it's like the first day of the monsters coming to the world. John Krasinski is part of the story, but he's not directing or doing the screenplay. And there's not any of the, at least from what I can see, any of the characters from the first two in it. So this is going to follow a group of other characters during this apocalypse or whatever you want to call it. So given all that information, I'm skeptical. I don't know how much I really care about seeing other characters in a prequel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's gonna sound interesting. Doesn't sound super interesting to me, but
Yeah.
especially with John Krasinski, not really a big part of it. But it's still A Quiet Place, so it has a good track record, and I don't know why they would put out a poor version of that with that title and everything. So,
well,
we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's like they're doing so good, so they're like, "Oh, let's do another," and then it's like, "Oh man, you needed to just leave it. It was good where it was. Don't push it." You know.
Well, and especially going into prequel territory already with a story like this, you can continue the story. It's not like these characters are dead or something, and now we need to go back. Like the main character is still alive, so let's continue with them. Like, why are we going back to talk about other people?
Well, and the last movie already started doing the
they
prequel
did have
stuff.
some prequel stuff.
So
it was
we already got so I feel like we already got that, unless it's gonna like reference that part, because there were other families
right
that were there that you kind of got a little bit introduced to, like especially that like he was at the baseball game, I think, and so like there were a few families that it was like, oh man, you know, and you're like, what happened with them? So if it like follows one of those families and kind of like shows that scene again so that you can remember, oh yeah, I wanted to know about them, then I could see that being you know, a positive.
Maybe there will be more information about these monsters in this movie that like these characters will learn, so where they came from and all that. So we'll see. All right, Joel, what's next?
So this movie was not on my list, but I just found it because I was going to talk about another movie, and I was looking at the director who directed that one, and I found this one that is in post-production called The Last Train to New York. This is a remake of Train to Busan, which is probably my favorite zombie movie. So it's a remake of the Korean film about a father traveling with his daughter on a train during a zombie outbreak. And that movie was amazing. And I just hope that this one doesn't screw it up. But I mean, so I had to mention it. I don't know. I feel like it has to be on my anticipated list, like my actual top 10 somewhere, because it's but I just saw it on there, so I'm like, oh, okay, this has to be talked about. So
yeah.
Man. I knew it was being
Okay.
made. I just didn't know it was already done.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the only
So-
foreign film that we've reviewed on
Yeah.
this podcast. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a worthy one.
Yeah, I remember when
Mhm.
you were watching it,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't invested in watching it because I wasn't gonna sit there and read it all. But it was graphic and a lot of stuff going on. Like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
this is
pretty crazy.
intense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's an intense movie that if you don't mind reading your movie, then
This
There's really-
one, I mean, the story, like the connection with the father and daughter, like that's
Mhm.
really important for the movie. It's really emotional and stuff. But the action and all the rest of it, like there's not a lot of dialogue, so
No, yeah.
you can really like enjoy the movie without really having to follow the dialogue.
Mhm.
But if you're able to, the connection with the father and daughter is really, really
Mhm.
good.
yeah.
Really
Yeah.
well done. Yeah.
It's one of those, like in zombie movies and like just post-apocalyptic movies in general, don't really give the characters a chance to like breathe after something happens to a loved one. It's just like, all right, that happened. That time to continue on because we're being chased. This one actually has a few moments where it lets the characters like take in the moment that just happened to a loved one and feel actually give you time to like feel like what a normal person would feel if they just lost a loved one. So in those ways, it's one of the best zombie movies just because of that alone, but also like the
Mhm.
bond between the father and daughter is like really good too. So it's more than just a zombie movie. So I'm really hoping
definitely.
that this one lives up to that. So we'll see.
All right.
Okay.
Katrina, what's next?
All right. This one is called Witchboard, and it is a reimagining of the 1986 horror classic
Uh-huh.
Witchboard. And so that 1986 description is and I don't know, you guys have probably heard of this. I did
Which
not.
word? I have not. I don't.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It said horror classic, so I thought maybe
Yeah.
not. Okay, well, this is what it is.
We
When his
gotta
girlfriend
review
became yeah, that we're gonna have to watch it and then compare the two. When his girlfriend becomes dangerously obsessed with a ghost she contacted using a Ouija board, Jim reluctantly joins forces with her ex, his own estranged childhood best friend,
Hmm.
to identify and exorcise the evil spirit.
Okay.
So, this is a reimagining of it. And it is in post-production.
Okay.
And it's the director is Chuck Russell.
Can you click on him?
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah. What has he done?
Known for
Nightmare
Scorpion
on Elm Street.
King, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
3. Nightmare on
Yep.
Elm Street.
And The
okay.
Mask.
And The Mask.
So, I know
the
when
Jim
I was
Carrey
watching
mask?
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
When I was watching the trailer, his name was like real big on the
No,
thing. So I was
screen.
like, okay, he
Yeah.
must be an important
Yeah.
guy.
Name sounded, yeah.
Yeah. So the trailer, it
Oh, I haven't
looks
seen it.
pretty intense.
Hmm.
So
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
yeah.
All right. Next one that I'll mention is Salem's Lot. This is going to be on HBO Max. And it was a movie that was announced a number of years ago and just hasn't come out. And then I think it was supposed to go to theaters, pretty sure. And then now it's going to HBO Max. It has been seen by some people. There have been like audience reactions to it.
Mm-hmm.
From what I read, there's a lot of jump scares. But that's really the only info that I've seen. But as far as the plot, a writer travels to a town where the people become vampires.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we got. It's a Stephen King story. And yeah, the writer of It and The Nun and The Nun 2 and Annabelle Creation is the writer for this and the director. So we'll see.
So that's the same guy that's doing Last Train to New York, which Salem's Lot was going to be the one that I was going to talk about until I looked up the director and was like, oh, this is more important of a movie. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. There isn't a date. HBO Max, though. So
yeah,
we will probably be reviewing that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, just Max.
Just Max, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They took away the thing that people like know it for the most.
Yeah.
Max. All right,
Joel, what's next?
My next one, mine actually has a date, so that's fun. Is Alien Romulus.
I was waiting for you to say this one.
The next Alien movie here. So young people from a distant world must face the most terrifying life form in the universe.
From a different world? Young people from a different world?
From a distant world.
Oh, a distant world.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, it's an alien movie.
Well, yeah, but it's people.
I mean, they take place in different like planets. It's not.
Oh, they do?
I think in a distant world, I feel like that's more of like another planet, not Earth, but like it takes place.
Yeah.
Because those movies pretty much take place on different planets.
All right, I'm going to confess, I have not seen any of the Alien movies.
Me neither. And
you got to do at least one.
Never have any desire.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Well, the first two are actually like what people know the franchise the most for.
Yeah.
It's like Terminator and T2. It's like those.
Yeah.
The rest of the franchise can go away, but those two are like the ones that most people know. And it's directed by Fede Alvarez, who did Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake. So
yeah, that's kind of what got me a little interested is the fact that he's attached to it, because he's definitely been pretty consistent with his movies. So all right, cool. What do you got next, Katrina?
Well, I'm going to say one that I was anticipating last year. And now it's supposed to come out this year. It's officially in post-production. And so this was on my list last January, called Shelby Oaks.
Oh,
yeah.
So it is called,
Another
it is
YouTuber.
about, oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The director is
Stuckman, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. He's another
Chris Stuckman.
reviewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube reviewer.
Okay. Well, I am interested because I like the storyline. It says a woman's desperate search for her long-lost sister falls into obsession upon realizing that the imaginary demon from their childhood may have been real.
Yep. And you, I remember, thought that this might be one of the books that you had recently purchased at the state fair.
Yes.
Because it sounded somewhat familiar, the plot.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
No. So, yeah.
Yeah, this one was like in the YouTube world, it's kind of a big deal. So we'll see. I think it's actually going to it's not just going to be like a YouTube movie. I think it's going to be in theaters or streaming or something. So
yeah, I think it's supposed to be in theaters.
Nice.
Cool.
Whether it be limited release or not, I don't know. It'll be somewhere in the theaters.
Yeah. All right. Next one is Saw 11.
Okay.
Please
We're going big now.
Running out. We're running out.
Yeah.
So this one, we got a synopsis here. The 11th installment of Saw.
Oh,
Cool synopsis.
okay.
I thought I was going to get you guys excited. Like, oh, wow, we know what this
That's
one's
Best description.
about. We do have a date, September 27th. And I'm concerned because of the quick turnaround. So it'll come out less than a year from when Saw 10 came out. And it's not going to have the same writers.
Oh,
And it hasn't even been written.
what?
But there's a release date.
But there's
So,
a release date. At least as
Wow.
far as we know, it hasn't been written. I mean, maybe it has.
Mhm.
They just don't have the same writers and they just haven't announced who it is and,
yeah.
you know, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. So Cody Leach, if you guys follow him,
Mhm.
he has a video.
He's been on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's been on here.
yes.
But he has a video of his idea of what a Saw 11 could be. It's like a half hour, and it is very good. I would love for his idea to be what Saw 11 becomes. So go check out his video, because if you're a Saw fan, I think you would agree. It's a really, really cool idea. But we will see what this is going to be. Is it going to be a sequel to Saw 10? So are we going to be in between 1 and 2 again? Is this going to be like a brand new
Yeah.
story? Is Tobin Bell going to be in it? We don't even know.
He has
So,
to be.
Yeah.
You're not going to bring him back for Saw 10
Yeah.
and then just like have him not be in Saw 11. Like that's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the reason people love the movie so much.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the reason
So-
why there even is a Saw 11 right now, because Saw
Yeah,
10 did so
exactly.
well. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you would go in a
Yeah,
different
keep-
direction.
You gotta keep John
Yeah.
Kramer.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Jolito.
So mine's probably been on our list for the last couple of years now. But it's still gonna be on there until we actually see it in fruition. And that's Final Destination 6. Now
Okay. That's what I just had on mine to talk about next.
it's still so there's been a synopsis for like a year, but it's still in pre-production on IMDb. Like
Mhm.
it's so I'm like, when do you? It's supposed to be a Max. I think it's supposed to be released on Max.
Oh, okay.
Or it was supposed to have been like a year ago. I don't know, but they're still working on something. So, as of now, as a group of first responders escape death's grasp, they start to be killed by increasingly unlikely and killer mishaps. It's a Final Destination movie.
Yeah.
So I love the franchise, and I really hope at some point this year we can get to that franchise, because I
Yeah,
really think that's one we haven't done yet.
that's true.
So yeah, but I need it to be out at some point.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
in production for years, so
right. Okay. Well, I hope you get your wish, Joel.
I do too. Yeah, me too. You guys wanted to get it come out too.
Oh yeah. I would love to see another Final Destination. I think a lot of horror fans would like to see that. So.
Yeah.
All right, Katrina, what's next?
All right. I have one more not as big name. Return to Silent Hill.
Oh, it's
That's
kind of a big
that's
one.
a big name.
Okay. It's a big one. I don't know. It's not like these like huge ones that I don't know.
I mean, it's no Terrifier 3, but
Yeah.
Wait, Terrifier 3 is coming out?
supposedly that's the
So this one, it says, when a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of his lost love, James finds a once recognizable town and encounters terrifying figures, both familiar and new, and begins to question his own sanity. So tell me about why
Nice.
this is a big one.
Well, Silent Hill is a video game.
Oh, okay.
From the
A pretty
90s.
big
It was
video game,
yeah. It was a PlayStation game.
Mhm.
And it was around the same time as Resident Evil. It was kind
Mhm.
of like if you wanted to play like a horror scary game, it was Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
Okay.
Those
Yeah.
were the games.
Mhm.
And there has been a couple of Silent Hill movies too.
Mhm.
Back in like the early 2000s. But there hasn't been
This-
one in quite a while. So
No,
Okay.
this is actually directed by the director of this one is the director of the first Silent Hill movie. So,
okay.
and that one was actually pretty creepy. I actually liked the first one. I don't think I
Okay.
ever saw the second, but yeah. So I'm glad he's coming back because I think he did a good job for the effects that they had back then. But
Yeah.
I think he could do a much better job today.
Yeah.
with
That's
what
what's creepy about Silent Hill is the like creatures or like the things that are in that town and the mystery of like how things got this way in Silent Hill. Yeah. I always remember playing, I think I had like a demo disc of the game where you only get to play like a little bit of it. And I just always remembered it being very mysterious and intriguing.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay.
All right. So my next one is The Strangers.
Okay.
Is it all strangers or
Yeah.
I was
All of
wondering
the
if
strangers.
they're all coming
Okay.
out in 2024? So
Yeah. I am looking forward to all three of them.
very
we got
ambitious.
three
of them.
strangers. Yeah. Very interesting. I don't think this has ever happened before where we have three movies from the same franchise coming out in the same year, all coming to theaters.
Yeah, the most we
pretty
got
crazy.
was the X and Pearl.
I was
combo,
gonna say
Yeah.
that.
but
Yep.
that's only
Yeah.
2, not 3. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so and it's I don't know, it's just everything about it is just kind of strange to me because
It is
Um,
strange.
because Strangers and then Strangers Pray at Night, those were good and they weren't even that long ago. So I don't know why we're going back to reboot this franchise. I don't know why we just didn't continue. I mean, I guess they were dead and everything, but you know, that doesn't stop most franchises.
No,
so.
it doesn't. John Kramer's been dead since Saw 3, and we're taking Saw 1. So,
But Remy Harlan is the
Mhm.
director, and he has done some pretty cool movies. So I'm definitely interested. He's a very stylistic director. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It's one of my favorites of the franchise. And I think he did Long Kiss Goodnight, I want to say. Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, he's done some pretty good movies. So I'm curious to see what he'll do with this one. And then yeah, the fact that 3 of them were announced and they're all 3 coming out this year is just what are you gonna do with 3 straight Strangers movies? It's just like, is there gonna be some like big plot here? Like, you must have quite a story to tell. So, and the Strangers, there is no story really in those movies. I mean, for the, there's like a little bit of story for the characters that are in the movie, but not like this long, engaging plot. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
and
I'm really curious.
The first one is a remake of the first Strangers. So instead of, I mean, I guess the second one was a sequel of sorts to the first Strangers, but like they followed the characters and everything. But I feel like, yeah, you can follow these characters to other places, and I mean, you must have a beginning, like a beginning through end of this trilogy. So I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, the one of the girls from Riverdale is
in
it. I don't
What's
know
her name?
Her name.
The one with the
but
red hair and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I stopped watching after like season 3 of that show. It's on like
Oh.
season 8.
I watched the whole thing a few times. But I can't remember her name right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was the blonde girl. It's not?
No, it's the redhead.
I thought it
Oh.
was
Oh, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
the
know this
twin.
stuff. Strangers. Anyways, I believe you.
All right.
All
You
right,
have to
what's
look it up
next?
when you know. So my next one, and this is the date is interesting for when this is coming out, but this is Nosferatu.
I was
had
waiting for this. I was
I
gonna
had
say
to
it if you
mention
didn't. I'm like,
It's
when
my
is Joel
Dracula
gonna
movie.
say this?
It's so it's a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. So it's expected on Christmas Day,
Oh.
which is interesting because that's the date that the Jordan Peele movie is expected on.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't get one horror movie on Christmas Day, but we're getting two, at least two this year, unless one of them changes their date. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. But we got Willem Dafoe. I don't know. I don't think he's Nosferatu, even though he could play a good Dracula for sure. But it's directed and written by Robert Eggers, who has done a couple movies, The Lighthouse and The Witch, or The Witch, which is how it's normally looked at, which I really like. I haven't seen The Lighthouse, but I really like The Witch. So
yeah.
And with him, I think he could do a good job with this particular story. So I'm wondering if it's going to be in black and white, because The Lighthouse was in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And the original, obviously, there was no color in like the 20s or whatever when the original was done. So that original was in black and white too. So that would be kind of interesting if it was. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
So
could be good.
Joel and his Dracula black and
It's
white
gonna be
subtitle
good.
movies.
Dracula subtitle
Joel's
movies.
an old soul.
It's gonna be amazing, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be in your top 5 of that year.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard because how are we? Usually, we have our like top 10 of the year done, like a couple weeks
Around
before Christmas.
Yeah.
We got 2 coming out on Christmas, so
yeah, might have to wait.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, what is next?
Well, this one I was surprised to see was labeled as horror, and it's actually labeled as both supernatural horror and horror.
Okay.
And then dark comedy.
Okay.
It is Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I hate Beetlejuice. I think it is a disgusting, raunchy movie. I do not like Beetlejuice.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
I
Maybe that's not the right description, but just
I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe it is.
It's like, and it's supposedly a comedy, and it's not funny. He is disgusting. He is
he's dead.
He's too much. Ugh. So I'm hoping that this one is better. But it's the director is Tim Burton. I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan. I'm not against him, but I just don't tend to enjoy him.
Hey, you watched one of his movies recently.
What?
You said it was a Christmas movie.
What?
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I said that I've been hearing that it's a Christmas movie, and so I wanted to watch it and see.
Yeah.
Of his movies, I think Edward Scissorhands would be my favorite. And it's probably the only Johnny Depp movie I like. I do not like Johnny Depp either.
Wow.
Do
All
not.
right. I'm not a fan of, because I was going to mention another Tim Burton movie we've reviewed at one point was Sleepy Hollow with
Yeah. I
Johnny
mean,
Depp.
Sleepy Hollow was fun. I forget that that's Johnny Depp.
Mhm.
I saw that I've only seen it once when it was in
Mhm.
theaters, so long time ago. And I just remember cracking up because like the way the heads would get cut off and it was hilarious. Anyway, Beetlejuice 2. It is obviously starring Jenna Ortega, who is doing
Not Michael
this.
Keaton, but Jenna Ortega.
Well, I guess she's the top billed.
Yeah,
cast.
she is the top billed cast.
Yes,
Really?
because they had to make sure to keep her for this instead of Scream. You know, so this is supposedly the big reason why she's not doing Scream.
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Yeah.
is the big.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
'cause this is already done.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was mistaken. But then there's Catherine O'Hara. And yeah, huh?
Okay. I think she was in the first one. She's coming back.
Yes,
Okay.
she is. Yeah, she's the only good part in the first one. With the song, oh gosh, can't start that song and hey, I said hey. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like the
rewatch.
only fun
Yeah.
part. Anyway, and then Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. So anyway, I felt like it had to be mentioned,
Yeah, that's
especially since
definitely
it's
gonna be
listed as supernatural horror and horror.
yeah, that's going to be a big one. That will be a moneymaker.
It will definitely, yes. I was surprised that it's not coming out in October. It's coming September 6th. Maybe so that they can start like selling a bunch of stuff for October.
Yeah.
There's gonna be Beetlejuice costumes are gonna be everywhere this year.
It will be the number one costume, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next, we've got It's Me, Billy Part 2. That's coming out this year. I'm looking forward to that. To put those two parts together for the ultimate
one movie
Black Christmas sequel. And that'll be on YouTube, so you guys can just go there and watch that one for free. No theaters, no, you don't have to rent it or anything.
I'm getting the Blu-rays for both of those.
We contributed to that.
Yep. You're gonna see my name on the credits, and I also paid for Scare Talk on there to be on the to be on the credits.
Awesome.
Hey.
So look out for that one, Black Christmas sequel. Make sure to watch It's Me, Billy Part 1, and get ready for it.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so Katrina mentioning Beetlejuice made me look up this one to see when it was coming out, and it is coming out on March 29th of this year, and that is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Ghostbusters.
The next Ghostbusters movie. So Afterlife came out 2 years ago, I believe, which was bringing the original Ghostbusters back since Ghostbusters 2. And so they're coming back for Frozen Empire. So I really liked the last one.
It was pretty fun.
And so I'm looking forward to this one because I think they're all coming back for it. The ones that are alive, because one of them died in real life. But
is it listed as horror?
Well, it's fantasy, action, comedy, fantasy, but it's got ghosts and some. I mean, sometimes those movies can be kind of like not scary, but horror-ish. If Beetlejuice
for like
is considered horror, then I feel like Ghostbusters is also in that.
I think Beetlejuice is way worse.
Beetlejuice is raunchy.
Yeah. He is. Because like Ghostbusters is maybe scary for like a 7-year-old.
Is Beetlejuice
Well,
scary
they're
to you?
both.
Yes.
They're both.
And like
It's not
I would not want my kids watching him. And that's one of the reasons I hate him so much, because I didn't realize I'd never seen Beetlejuice growing up. And now I know why, because my parents were nice. And and so I attempted to watch it with my kids, and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. I'm not letting my kids watch this. So yeah, ugh, I do
All right.
not like him.
What's next?
Oh,
I think we're getting down to the last couple here.
Yeah.
yeah, I think
only have
so.
2
I'm
more
starting to number
on
my
my
I
stuff.
have 3 on mine.
I have more that I thought Joel would be mentioning. So maybe I'll mention something that I thought he would be mentioning.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I have 3
Okay,
left.
so
I have
Joel.
one that I would have figured that Katrina would have mentioned, but she hasn't. So that'll be my next one.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
So we're just gonna steal each other's. I guess.
Well,
I guess so.
I have
Although
3.
I'm looking up this one and I'm like, wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, this one I thought you would mention just by the title. It is called Wolfman.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one I didn't even know was coming out. I think Danny was the one that mentioned that to me, so
Yeah.
that's probably on his
Yeah,
list.
so a man becomes afflicted by an ancient
what?
curse after he is bitten by a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it is
Oh.
Lee Winnell
Yeah,
is the writer and director, which is what has me a little excited for it.
Okay.
Because he is
He did
Saw.
Saw.
He did
Yeah.
Invisible Man.
Visible
Yeah.
Man. Yep.
Insidious.
Yep. He is Specs in the Insidious films.
Well, he
Oh,
directed the
okay.
third one.
Yeah, he did the third one, which was definitely I think I put that number 1 on my ranking for Insidious.
One of you guys did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, him being attached has me intrigued.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling was supposed to be the Wolfman in the Wolfman
Yeah.
in this one, but he was replaced by
Christopher Abbott.
yeah, whoever that is.
Whoever that is.
Ryan Gosling he's too pretty to be the Wolfman. Like he's
Yeah,
got too pretty of a face to play that role. I don't know. It's got to be like a gruff, like
yeah.
looking. I could
This guy's
see like
pretty.
pretty.
This guy seems pretty.
Yeah, not much different.
Oh,
Looking at the picture.
But he is
So.
in other, it looks like horror
Oh,
movies.
It Comes at
at night.
oh, okay.
Professor.
Possessor.
Oh, Possessor.
Yeah.
That's funny. I just saw that as
Professor.
Professor. Yeah, so he's been in horror movies, so
Okay.
I guess he's a little horrific.
All right. I've only got 2 more.
Yeah, I apparently
so
do too.
I'll
'cause
just
my third
say
was not coming out this year.
Was it Wolfman?
No, it was Black Phone 2. I could have sworn it was coming out in 2024, and it's coming out in 2025.
Oh,
Yeah, Danny
So-
told me that.
Yeah.
So I didn't put
just
it on
saw
my
that. I'm
phone.
like, that's very disappointing. It even has a date of June 2025. Like that's a little
Wow.
out there, but I thought it was. It even made like my top 10 list. So,
Oh man.
but I know what I'm going to replace it with already.
I
so.
think I might know too.
All right. Next one. Terrifier 3. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Art the Clown is
baby.
back. This is going to be in October 27th, I believe. So it'll be the Halloween film of the year. It has a much bigger budget. The original was only like 55,000.
Double.
The second one
Yeah.
was like 250,000. This one has a couple $1 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho is back. That's
Yeah.
important. It's gonna pick up where the second one left off. It's got the
Which is
same
good, 'cause it
cast.
ended very weirdly in a very
Yeah.
like odd
Yeah.
spot.
So we've got
Very odd.
Sienna and her brother are coming back. Of course, David Howard Thornton, Damian Leone is directing again and writing. And it's going to be taking place around Christmas or on Christmas. So that'll be interesting. We've kind of talked about it a little bit in other episodes, but yeah. So there you go.
There we go.
I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of news coming out about it throughout the year, and we'll talk about it throughout the year for sure.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, I
the
think we
brother
should.
dies.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
calling it. The brother's gonna die in it.
Okay.
I
can see that.
don't know. He like he's not like the movie is about what Sienna is her
Yeah.
name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sienna and Art. Like those are the two.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna have a casualty, it's probably gonna be the brother. So,
Yeah.
I can see that. All right, Joel.
All right,
We got
so-
one more.
I had
Do you have any more?
but you took one of them.
I
Mine.
have more, but I
Which
they're
ones do you
not
have?
necessary. I have
They're
some
not
other really
necessary.
random ones.
Well,
I was trying to make sure to keep up with you guys. So
pick one of your random ones because I'm pretty sure all three of us have this one on our list.
yeah, you
so.
were gonna say one that I've been waiting and holding back on saying. So you want me to say my random one?
Yeah, just say a random one.
This one is called The Vietnamese Horror Story. And I
Usually
think
we
that it's gonna
the
be
websites to find your your list.
what?
You usually went to a bunch of different like websites to find your list of 2024
Yeah,
movies.
not too many, but I saw this one come up and the description, I was like, oh man, that sounds really fun. Like I want to see that. But then I'm like, I think it's probably gonna be a foreign film.
Yeah.
And so that's why I didn't say it.
Vietnamese?
Yeah,
What do you think
I
it's going to
know.
be?
I know. That's I mean, I figured. So the problem is I'm not going to want to read this.
All right.
But I'm trying to find now because I had already decided I wasn't going to talk about it, so I didn't pull it all up. But you told me to talk about it. So, okay, here we go.
One of your random ones. You decided on the Vietnamese one.
That was the one. That was the one.
That was all.
Goodness gracious. Let's see if I can find the description. Okay. See, from my memory, I think it was like, it sounded like it was going to be an anthology movie type movie. And it's weird because every time I look it up, the Horoscope movie comes up. So isn't that interesting? It says because it says the release date USA and it says Horoscope.
So maybe
So
it's
I
a
wonder if it's the
Vietnamese-
Vietnamese version.
Maybe Horoscope is a remake of the Vietnamese
Horror.
horror story or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. So anyway, that's something to kind of like look into and find out about. But yeah, every time I click on the Vietnamese Horror Story 2024 USA, it takes me to Horoscope.
Okay.
Okay. So there we go.
All right. Let's talk about that last one.
All right.
Okay.
So, drum roll, please. as if no one knows what we're about to talk about. Final one is Maxine.
Maxine.
Max Triple Xine. So this actually has. This is going to be the more like Hollywood of the three movies because this one actually has like well-known actors in it. And I'm sure from the first two, most people want to be a part of this movie. But it's got Mia Goth coming back, and Kevin Bacon is also in it. And it follows Maxine, who was the only survivor of the bloody incident of X, as she continues her journey towards fame to be an actress in 1980s Los Angeles. So,
yeah.
All right.
It's a slasher, from what I have heard, and it's a whodunit slasher.
Done it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That's what I was seeing. Yeah.
Because I just, from what I know of X and Pearl, I think the person who done it is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I would think it would just be Maxine, but
yeah,
I guess it's not that clean cut.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But definitely looking forward to that for sure. I'm sure that'll be on all of our lists. But speaking of lists, let's just name off our 10. So Katrina, let's start with you.
Okay.
10 to 1, go.
Okay, so I have to ask a question about this. So for my number 10, I have Strangers.
Okay.
But I'm saying I'm looking forward to seeing the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That counts as one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's all coming out in the same year, so.
Number 10.
Supposedly.
Okay, keep going. Just do them all.
I'm doing all of them?
Yeah, just do them all.
Yikes. Okay, so number 9 just got bumped up. Horoscope. Because now I'm like, I'm even more excited for this one.
Okay.
So then number 8 is Founders Day.
Okay.
Number 7 is Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh.
Number 6 is, get this.
Oh, Nosferatu?
No. Smile 2.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Number 5 is Final Destination 6.
That was an honorable mention for me because it could come out in like 2027 for all we know. So.
I was wondering if it should be after what you said, but I'm like, whatever, I'll keep it. I did bump it down a little bit. I put Long Legs above it.
Nice.
I hadn't heard of this, and I am excited. I think that I've decided that Nicolas Cage is one of my top favorite actors. So
yeah,
I'm excited. I get excited every time he's in a movie. And then number 3 is Saw 11. Number 2 is Terrifier 3. And number 1 is Maxine.
All right. Joel, let's hear your list.
All right. So my number 10 is Thread, an Insidious Tale.
Okay. I didn't do my honorables. Sorry.
Yeah. Apparently, we're not doing honorables in this one.
Yeah, Danny. I didn't know what the.
I had 5
was.
honorable mentions, but they've all been talked about anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 is A Quiet Place Day 1. 8 is Alien Romulus. 7 is Return to Silent Hill. All of these movies are like either sequels or like remakes of
yeah.
6 is Nosferatu. So
yeah,
it was funny when you said that because you mentioned that about her number 6. So Nosferatu. My number 6. And number 5, I switched with Black Phone 2 was The Last Train to New York. I need a spot for it on my top 10. Number 4 is The Strangers Trilogy. 3 is Terrifier 3. 2 is Saw 11. And 1 is Maxine.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I only have one on here that isn't part of like a franchise or, it's the only like original.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think that kind of is the same for Joel. I think you had more.
Yeah, I
Originals.
had some random stuff.
So, and it's my number 10, which is Founders Day.
Okay.
Number 9 is Thread, An Insidious Tale. Actually, I take it back. 8 is Trap,
Okay, I thought that
which
would be
is
on
the
yours.
M. Night movie. So that is an original. And then 7, It's Me, Billy, Part 2. 6, Smile 2. 5, They Follow. 4, The Strangers Trilogy. 3, Saw 11. 2, Maxine.
Oh.
And 1 is Terrifier 3. Come on, that should be a surprise.
I know, but I was wondering if we were going to have the exact same top 3.
No.
Well, no, Terrifier 3 was my number 3, and Saw 11 was my number 2. So that was even different from yours.
Yeah, Danny's was 3 was Saw 11, which was the same as mine. So I was wondering if he would end up having Maxine as 1, and we could have matched.
No.
But I've been excited for Maxine since Pearl. Since like the second Pearl ended. I've been waiting and waiting. I'm hoping it's not too Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's part of the amazing part of this movie is how just old-fashioned, slow, just classic it feels. So I hope
it's gonna be 80s, so it'll probably have an 80s feel.
Yeah, and I love 80s feel. So I'm totally down with that.
Should be good, because Ty West has definitely tapped into the decade. Like X was the 70s. We had Pearl in the what was it, the 40s? Or no,
Pearl was like 1918.
Yeah, it was old.
Yeah, it was the Spanish flu. And then now we got the 80s, so I think they'll do a good job with it. But I mean, Terrifier 3, I couldn't not put that number 1.
Yeah, so. I know. It was hard to decide. But no, I've been waiting for Maxine. I did end up putting making sure I had 5 honorables, but I guess we won't talk about those.
Well, we're at about 2 hours, so I think we're good. If you've stuck with us throughout this whole time, thank you. And we are hoping that you're looking forward to this year of horror films. We will be bringing you reviews on most, if not all, of these movies that we've been talking about.
All of them.
All 60 that we mentioned.
Yeah. We are planning to relaunch our Patreon. So depending on how that goes, you may see some just special episodes on there from some of these movies that you won't find anywhere else. So look out for that. And our next episode should be Night Swim. So if that's the case, then that'll be next.
And you know what? We were just talking about how we don't hear from a lot of people that listen.
Yeah.
We get likes, or we get, encouragement or whatever, however you want to call it, on our stories and stuff. But we want to hear what you guys like and everything. So tell us your most anticipated movies.
Yeah, do that.
And especially if it's Maxine, let us know.
Maxine's gonna be on everybody's list.
Most people's. I really hope they do this one. I want this trilogy to be like the best trilogy ever.
It's on its way. It could very well be.
Yep. All right. Well, guess what? This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let 2024 bite.
Yeah, don't.